I'm Adam Cooperstein, and slowly the tri-state is gaining the upper hand in this war on coronavirus. But there's a new setback, this one involving children, who doctors once thought might be the least vulnerable to this virus. New York State says that a total of 3 children now have died from this new syndrome linked to COVID-19. 73 children in the state have been diagnosed with pediatric multi-system inflammatory syndrome. In the meantime, some good news as the number of people getting seriously sick from the virus continues to drop. New and total hospitalizations down in New York and New Jersey. The number of people intubated, put on ventilators, that's also falling. We have team coverage on the pandemic for you, starting with News 4's Miles Miller and the new testing strategy from Governor Cuomo. And Miles, he's enlisting churches to be critical as part of this fight.
Yes, these churches are in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods throughout the city, which have been most hardest hit by coronavirus. This church behind me, Bethany Baptist Church, is joining in as well.
This is the last thing that we need at this time, with all that's going on, with all the anxiety we have. Now, for parents to have to worry about whether or not their youngster was infected.
Governor Andrew Cuomo today saying 3 children have died from possible complications of COVID-19. Their deaths caused by severe illness with symptoms similar to Kawasaki disease and toxic shock syndrome, first reported by News 4.
Every day is another eye-opening situation.
He said earlier this week 73 children have been hospitalized with the symptoms. The death toll from the virus continued to tick upward across the state, but other key indicators, including hospitalizations, are down. The places where hospitalizations are up include Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, where the state is ramping up COVID-19 testing at 22 churches, including Bethany Baptist Church here in Bedford-Stuyvesant. The crisp weather cutting down on the crowd seen at Domino Park last weekend.
It's probably good for social distancing too.
It's one of 2 parks the city is controlling entry to prevent overcrowding. At Hudson River Park, police in cars and on foot, controlling distancing and handing out masks. 11 churches will be involved starting next week, and then in 2 weeks, 13 other churches will join on as well. We are live in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. I'm Miles Miller, News 4 New York. Back to you.
Okay, hopefully it makes a difference. Miles, thank you. The number of people in the tri-state diagnosed with coronavirus surpassed 500,000 today, and we've lost more than 33,000 people to the virus here in the tri-state. That includes more than 9,000 in New Jersey, but there's now a sense that the state's on the other side of the curve. More places they're starting to reopen, including farmers markets and parks too. News 4's Adam Harding live for us in Hoboken, where the city's taking new steps to open up space for people to get out. Adam.
Well, the idea, Adam, of course, is social distancing. We're live here on Jefferson Street, where you can see that police have put up these barriers. This is to prevent any cars from coming down Jefferson Street. And the entire road is now open to pedestrian traffic. The weather's been a little hit or miss all afternoon. About 20 minutes ago, we saw snow flurries, but a few hours ago, it was beautiful, and we saw a whole lot of families enjoying the sun.
With the sun shining, the crowds on Jefferson Street quickly grew early Saturday.
What would you say the crowds have been like today that you've seen?
Friendly. It's great. It's less tense.
John Witt spent the afternoon outside with his family.
Maybe it is the light at the end of the tunnel, like where it is. Things will open up more soon.
The city of Hoboken is hoping to better promote social distancing by shutting down the road to traffic.
We're happy for the space, but a little more social distancing would be good.
I'm happy about it because I get to see my friends, and I like riding my bike, and it's just really fun.
First time you've gotten to see your friends in a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
He just lit up just seeing his little buddies that he goes, these guys are in the same class, and then a lot of these kids scooting around. We know them. I mean, Hoboken's a small town.
It's one step closer to reopening and a chance for cooped up families to have fun while staying safe.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, we were walking down some nights down by the water, and it just was a little bit too crowded, was making people uncomfortable, I think. Being less than 6 feet. So I think this just gives people an opportunity to space out a little bit more.
Today we are announcing that the American Red Cross will be opening 2 convalescent plasma collection sites in North Jersey.
The governor today announcing new plasma collection sites to better detect COVID antibodies, and the first at-home saliva test, Rutgers getting the FDA approval.
This is a big step forward, and to know that it was made here in New Jersey with the support from our state's flagship institution of higher education is a great feather in our New Jersey cap.
Meantime, parks across the state are slowly reopening, but with heavy restrictions. The Gateway National Recreation Area in Sandy Hook began allowing visitors early Saturday, but parking lots were capped at 50%.
And Adam, we learned tonight of more than 160 new deaths. That pushes the death toll in New Jersey past 9,000. We expect to learn a lot more about that new saliva test on Tuesday. As for Jefferson Street right behind us here, the first of its kind to do so, it will stay closed from traffic at least through 8 o'clock tonight. We're live tonight in Hoboken. I'm Adam Harding, News 4 New York.
Okay, Adam, thank you. This is interesting here. New York City's transit system providing parked buses for homeless people to use for shelter this weekend. MTA officials say they've removed 2,000 people from the subways while they've been disinfecting those trains overnight. And as temperatures drop tonight, city officials say those buses are going to be parked at end-of-line stations to allow people to shelter there. City outreach workers have been working with the people who have been asked to leave subway trains.
It gives you an opportunity to actually engage homeless people, to get them off the trains and get them the help they need. Society does nobody a favor saying, we're going to let you sleep on a train all night.
Now, to be clear, those buses provided this weekend will not be used for transportation. Also not clear how many people are going to be allowed inside the buses and how much space there might be for people to stay safe. Governor Cuomo released the preliminary results of antibody tests for New York City's frontline workers, and that test shows if you've likely already been exposed to COVID-19. The antibodies were found in 17% of the FDNY and EMTs, 14% of transit workers, 12% of healthcare workers, and in 10% of the NYPD. Now, Governor Cuomo says these results show that frontline workers have not experienced a higher infection rate compared to the rest of the population.